currently the second richest person in the world after Bill Gates. Warren Buffett is also arguably the most successful investor of all time. Countless books have been written about him, but the Essays of Warren Buffett, edited by Lawrence Cunningham, is the only compendium of writings from the sage of Omaha himself. The following are some themes that emerge from his writings. Look for underlying value. For Buffett, the key to winning in the stock market does not lie in predicting the market's direction, but in knowing the value of businesses, irrespective of their current quoted price. He criticizes investment advisors who waste their time making forecasts about the economy, when it is much more important to find good businesses that will remain good for years to come. He also dismisses efficient market theory, EMT, which holds that there is no point analyzing and calculating the value of a business, because the stock market, working with perfect efficiency, always reveals a company's value through its share price. In fact, he believes, prices only reflect value most of the time, and having total faith in them prevents people from actually trying to understand businesses. Buffett quotes Benjamin Graham, "In the short term, the market is a voting machine, but in the long run, it is a weighing machine." Stock market prices for companies are driven by emotion, not truth, and the truth about a company lies in its operating results rather than its current stock price or its glossy forecasts. Berkshire often makes its best acquisitions when fear is at its highest or sentiment about the market at its lowest. For the investor in fundamentals, these are times to buy. Markets are risky, good businesses are not. Buying stocks is generally seen to be about taking risks, but the Buffett way reduces risks to a bare minimum. Noting that many of his family members and close friends have invested the majority of their net worth in Berkshire Hathaway, he comments, "I've never believed in risking what my family and friends have and need in order to pursue what they don't have and don't need." There is no point in losing a night's sleep over a stock play just to gain a bit more. Better to be so sure about an investment that the ups and downs of its stock will not worry you. You know the company's intrinsic worth, and that the market will sooner or later recognize this. This is the essence of value investing. Buffett famously does not invest in industries that he does not fully understand. He was widely criticized for not entering the technology stocks boom of the late 1990s, instead buying companies that produced boring things, like paint, bricks, and carpets. His golden rule is to invest only in your circle of competence, areas you know something about, where you can understand how a company makes its money. A quote from Thomas Watson of IBM sums up Buffett's philosophy. "I'm no genius. I'm smart in spots, but I stay around those spots." Like everyone else, he appreciates the growth to the economy that new ideas and technologies bring, but as an investor, he notes, "Our reaction to a fermenting industry is much like our attitude toward space exploration. We applaud the endeavor, but prefer to skip the ride." Lessons for the small investor. Many other lessons for the small investor can be drawn from Buffett's essays, including 1. Invest only in companies whose earnings will surely be higher in the future than they are now. 2. Look for companies that have a durable competitive advantage. Even if their stock prices go up and down, this advantage will naturally see it outperform other stocks. And 3. When you do buy a stock, buy it for the long haul. If you aren't willing to own a stock for 10 years, don't even think about owning it for 10 minutes. Buffett likes to invest in what he calls the inevitables, companies whose products will still be bought 10, 20, or 30 years from now, and whose brand is so famous it gives them the lion's share of a market. Berkshire Hathaway has had large holdings in Coca-Cola and Gillette for many years, because although elements like distribution, manufacturing processes, and product innovation will evolve, people will still be drinking Coke and needing to shave for their investment lifetimes, and they will turn to the trusted names. His attitude is, If you find a small number of companies with a strong competitive advantage and at reasonable prices, why diversify? Paradoxically, putting more of your money into a smaller number of carefully chosen stocks means that you can relax. In any given year, Berkshire Hathaway may make only a handful of investments in the stock market. Sometimes, none at all. Often, Buffett notes, the smartest investment move is inactivity. Having owners with a strong emotional attachment to their company generally suggests the company will have honest accounting, respect for customers, pride in the product, and loyal and effective management in place. In short, integrity. Buffett remarks, "After some mistakes, I learned to go into business only with people whom I like, trust, and admire." This strategy can be a remarkably good filter for making investment decisions. Once Buffett buys a company, he intends to keep it, even if it goes through rough patches and does not contribute much to Berkshire Hathaway's bottom line. In the meantime, the fund tries to get the problems fixed. Buffett tells the CEOs of each company he buys to run the businesses as if 1. They own 100% of it. 2. It is the only asset their family owns or will ever own. And 3. It can't be sold or merged for at least 100 years. This is an outlook that runs counter to the approach of just about every other investment company. But as Buffett wrote in his 1985 annual report, "No matter how great the talent or effort, some things just take time. You can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant." Berkshire Hathaway, he notes, has the longest investment horizon to be found in the public company universe. Investors in his fund are expected to hold on to their stock for many years, even passing it on to relatives after their death. In the fund's owner's manual, Buffett writes, "We hope you instead visualize yourself as a part owner of a business that you expect to stay with indefinitely, much as you might if you owned a farm or apartment house in partnership with members of your family." The company's annual meeting in Omaha is designed for the faithful, part information and part entertainment, and attracts thousands of stockholders from around the world. Ultimately, their greatest legacy may not simply be the enrichment of shareholders or the money that is given away, but demonstrating an investment philosophy that anyone can follow to their profit. Though not really an easy read for beginning investors, with a little effort to understand the financial terms, a purchase of The Essays of Warren Buffett will be amply rewarded. Readers can supplement it with more recent Buffett letters found on the Berkshire Hathaway website. And for an excellent portrait of the man himself, Roger Lowenstein's biography, Buffett, The Making of an American Capitalist, is recommended.